geographic sense, which would refer to the Roman province by that name. Regardless of the position which is taken, there is a common blood strain which identifies people in the area where there was a mixture of population. The people for whom the province was named were Gauls or Celtic tribe from the same stock which inhabits France. In the 4th century BC, they invaded the Roman Empire and sacked Rome. Later, they crossed into Greece and captured Delphi in 240 BC. I believe we've discussed this before at some point. Whenever we were talking about his missionary journey there in Acts, they were warlike people and on the move. At the invitation of Nicomedes the first, king of Bithynia, they crossed over into Asia Minor to help him in a civil war. They soon established themselves in Asia Minor. They liked it there. The climate was delightful. The country was beautiful. When I visited Turkey, that is J. Vernon McGee and not me. I'm reading through the Bible by J. Vernon McGee. Let's see. When I was pleasantly surprised to find how lovely it is along the Aegean and inland, also along the Mediterranean. In 189 BC, these Celtic tribes were made subject of the Roman Empire and became a province. Their boundaries varied, and for many years they retained their customs and own language. They actually were blonde Orientals. The churches Paul established on his first missionary journey were included at one time in the territories of Galatia. And this is the name which Paul would normally give to these churches. These Gaelic Celts or Celts had much of the same temperament and characteristics of the American population, that is, of those who came out of Europe and England. It is interesting to see what was said concerning my ancestors and maybe yours. Many of these Germanic tribes were wild and fierce. Caesar said of them, the infirmity of the Gauls is that they are fickle in their resolve, fond of change, and not to be trusted. This description fits the majority of Americans in our day. We are fickle in our resolve. We are fond of change. We want a new car every year. We like to get the magazine that is dated next week. Another described them as frank, impetuous, impressible, in, in, uh, eminently intelligent, fond of show, but extremely uh, inconsistent, the fruit of excessive vanity. That is the picture of American population today. A man runs for office and we vote him in. Then in 4 years, we forget him. Do you remember who was president 10 years ago or 20 years ago? We are fickle people, not very constant. I'm very happy that it was said we are immensely intelligent because that's what we think also. And the reason for our high estimation of ourselves is the fruit of excessive vanity. In the book of Acts, we read that the Galatians uh, wanted to make Paul a god one day, and the next day they stoned him. Uh, what what did we do? We elected a man a president, and then we tried to kill him in office. I think it is quite interesting that our system of government has survived as long